Hi, fourth grade. Today we're on Module 1, Lesson 14, and we are still working on subtraction today. So we're going to move right into it. Today we're going to continue with what we did yesterday. We're going to understand place value, and then we're going to decompose those numbers in the place values to be able to use subtraction. Then we're then going to apply it using the standard algorithm and using tape diagrams. We need to know subtraction so that we can do real world problems such as, managing your bank, a business, whatever else you think you're going to need it for, and you'll need it a lot in math growing up. You know you're going to be successful today when you can accurately subtract to answer word problems. So let's get started. Okay, so today's lesson is going to look very similar to yesterday's, except we're going to be decomposing our numbers more than once. So I'm still going to start off by putting our total at the top. So remember that this is our total number. So it'd be like saying that we have 22,397 M&Ms. Okay, and then I would say that was my total, and I'm going to say, like, I gave 3,745 away, right? Maybe to you guys. Everyone gets an M&M. So then what's left is going to be here, and that's what we're solving for. So you always have your total, what you're taking away, and then you're going to have your answer. You're finding the difference, and that's the answer to a subtraction problem. So I'm going to start by using my dots to draw this number into my place value chart. I'll use red today. Okay, so in my ones, I have 7. So I'm going to count out my dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 90 right here, so I'm going to put 9 in my tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 3 in my hundreds place. 1, 2, 3, 2 in my thousands, and 2 in my 10,000s. Okay, I'm going to come in with blue, and blue is what I'm going to show is what I'm taking away. So I need to subtract 5 from my ones column. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am left with 2. So far, so good. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Now I have 9 here. I'm going to take away 4, which I can do again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All good there. Now here is where I'm going to start running into some problems. I need to take away 7, but as you could see, didn't mean to draw that. I couldn't take 7 away from this. So I'm going to use green, and I'm going to show you that I'm going to take away 1,000. Remember, when I take away from that, I'm going to cash it in, and I'm going to have 10 now, because 1,000 is equal to 10 hundreds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, what we did there was we made this 2 into a 1, which you can see our 1 left here, and we made that 3 into 13. Now I can go through and take away 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 13 minus 7 is 6, so we're all good still. Okay, so then we run into this problem again. I'm supposed to take away 3 here, but I don't have 3 to take away. So I'm going to again go next door to my 10,000s. You have to borrow from the larger number. I'm going to take away a 10,000. I'm going to cash it in for 10,000s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the same thing happened. I took away a 10,000. I cashed it in, and I made this 11. So now I can go through and I can take away 3. So I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3. And that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 11 minus 3 is 8. And now I have 1 with nothing to take away. So that gives me 1. So I'm going to line up my comma, and my new answer is 18,652. So that would be my question mark. 18,652. Awesome. So now the only thing that we did different was that we decomposed multiple times rather than just doing it the one time. So every time that the number on the bottom is bigger than the number on top, we have to go next door and borrow. And okay, so now we're going to keep going. And this time it says we're going to decompose 3 times. So this is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Okay, so again, I'm going to start off by drawing my tape diagram. And my total is 210,290. I am going to take away 45,720, and we need to find the difference. Put that as a question mark. Question mark, it could be an A, it could be any kind of variable that just represents what we're solving for. Okay, and then again, I'm going to start off by putting this number into our place values with discs. Well, there's nothing in the ones place value. There's 0, so I'm not going to put any dots in there. In the tens column, we have 9 because we have 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to come here to my hundreds, and I have 2 hundreds. I have 0,000, so I'm going to leave that blank. I have 1 10,000. And then I have 200,000. Okay, and we will get started then on subtracting from here. So 0 minus 0, if I have 0 apples and you're taking away 0, then I'm still left with 0 as my answer. Okay, I have 9 in the tens column here, and I'm going to take away 2, so I can do that. 1, 2, and I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know that because 9 minus 2 is, in fact, 7. Now I'm here in my hundreds, and it says I'm supposed to take away 7. Well, there's nothing that I can take away from the thousands, so I'm going to have to do this process where I go over to the 10,000s. I'm going to take that 10,000. I'm going to cash it in for 10,000s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that still doesn't fix our problem, right? We still need to get cashed in the hundreds. So far what I've done is I took this 1, I made it a 0. This 0 became a 10 because we now have 10 in the thousands column. You see where I'm at? Okay, so now I need to do it again. I now have to take one of these thousands and cash it in over here for 10 hundreds. Okay, so that means I now have 12 in the hundreds column and 9 in the thousands column. Okay, so now here I am. I have 12. I'm going to take away 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here I am here. 12 minus 7 is 5. And now I'm going to take away 5 more. Okay, so don't get that confused because we're technically have 9 and we're going to take away 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4. So 9 minus 5 is 4. We're good to go there. They keep trying to be tricky on us. So now here we have nothing left in the 10,000s column. Okay, that's why that 0 is located up here. We need to take away 4. Well, again, we have to go next door and borrow again. So I'm going to take one of my 100,000s. I'm going to cash it in for 10 of them in this next column. Now, I guess I should clarify. The rule of thumb is that you can only cash in 10 to the next column, and then you have to borrow before you can move it to the next column again. So I can't take from my 100,000s and cash in 10 to my thousands column. We had to do the process like I did where you cash in 10 take one of them and cash it in again. So now I have 10 in my 10,000s column. So as you can see here, 10 minus 4, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4. We're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that means 6 here, and 1. I'm taking away nothing. I'm left with 1. So 164,570 should be your answer here. Just like I told you yesterday, always feel free to go through and check your work. Addition comes a lot more easy. There's less steps most of the time. So always feel free to check your answer with what you subtracted by. And see if we get the same answer as up top. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 7 plus 2 is 9. 5 plus 7 is 12. So 2, carry my 1. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10, so leave my 0, carry my 1. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And we have 210,290, meaning it checks out. So always feel free, especially when you're on a multi-step where you're borrowing, carrying over a lot, check your work, make sure you got it done correctly. Okay, so now what we're going to use, what we used with the standard algorithm, and we are going to model and solve a word diagram, or a word problem with a tape diagram. So remember the RDW process. It is an expectation. In my classroom, I count off for not writing a statement or not doing your tape diagram because that's a very important part of solving these problems. Bryce needed to purchase a large order of computer supplies for his company. He was allowed to spend $859,239 on computers. Whew. However, he only ended up spending $272,650. How much money did Bryce have left? Okay, this how much money does he have left is a ding, ding, ding keyword that we're going to find the difference. And then you have to ask yourself, well, what was our total number? Well, he was allowed to spend $859,239. So that was what is up top. $859,239. Whenever I write my numbers down from the word problem, I always double check because I know that a lot of times you guys know how to do it, but sometimes we write it down incorrectly. So make sure you double check that work. He only spent $272,650. So we're trying to find out how much money did he have left over that he didn't spend on purchasing the computer supplies. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have 859,239. We are going to subtract 272,650. If I was at school or if I had it all drawn out, I would like to do this on a place value chart, lining up your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. It keeps them in a nice category, and then it gets less confusing, gives you more space too to be able to borrow and see exactly what you're doing with your numbers. So always feel free to write that out. It always helps me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. 9 minus 0, my big number's on top, so I do not stop. I can go ahead and subtract. If I have 9 and I take away nothing, I'm left with 9 still. 3 minus 5, I can't do that. So big number on the floor, I go next door. I make this 2 into a 1 and this 3 into a 13. So now I can subtract. 13 minus 5 is 8. Okay, now I'm here. 1 minus 6. Again, I can't do it. I only go to the one next door and I borrow from it. This 9 turns into an 8 and this 1 becomes an 11. Now I can do it. 11 minus 6 is 5. Let me go ahead and put my comma just so I don't get confused where I'm at my place value. 8 minus 2 is 6. 5 minus 7 big numbers on the floor. So I'm going to go next door, make this 8 into a 7, 5 into a 15. So now I can subtract 15 minus 7, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay. Again, always feel free to go back and add these two numbers to double check your work. So that's what I'm going to do because good scholarly work, we're not lazy, we don't cut corners. Plus, it's an easy way to make sure that you're right. 650. 9 plus 0 is 9. 8 plus 5 is 13. 6 plus 5 plus 1 is 6, so 12. 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 plus 7 is 15. 5, 6, 7, 8. Woohoo! I got the same total, so my answer checks out. Ooh, that was supposed to be in green. Checks out. Okay, the last thing we have to do, we read it, we drew it with our tape diagram, which I could also put down here, that this equals 586,589. That was what our answer was. Now I'm going to write it as a statement. So the question was, how much money did Bryce have left? Well, Bryce had, and we're going to put a dollar sign because it's money. He doesn't have puppies or hamburgers. $586,589 left. And there we have everything I need for the process. I have the work, I have the answers, and I have it written as a statement so everyone knows that I know what I'm supposed to be learning. Now you're onto your exit ticket. So use the standard algorithm to solve the following subtraction problems. This, I really advise that you write vertically rather than like this. It's very, very, very difficult to solve subtraction problems this way, especially when you're borrowing, carrying. So solve it with your discs or solve it the standard way, but please do not try to be a mastermind. Otherwise, down here, again, you have a word problem, so make sure you follow the read, draw, write process. And that is it for today. So good luck with those tricky subtraction problems. Make sure to always check your work and have a fabulous day, 4th grade.